Hello everybody. Welcome to the next session of Basic ICT Skills. In the previous session, I told you what is a computer and which are the units that are associated with computer. Let us go a little bit more deeper to understand few of the input units and some of the concepts of processing unit, output unit, as well as the memory part. Now, as I told you before, keyboard is the most basic text-based input device that we use. And as you can see in the picture, and you have already used, keyboard consists of lot many keys by pressing which I can give instructions or commands to the computer. And the next most widely popularly used input device is mouse. Mouse is a very tiny device, which as the name suggests, you can understand. And this mouse has got the left mouse button, right mouse button, and in the center we have the scroll bar. By clicking these mouse buttons, I can select any option which is there in the graphical user interface screen on the monitor. We have the concept of single click, double click, scrolling, and then triple click also. So by using the right mouse button and the left mouse button, we can perform all the actions that are required to be done or taken care in the case of graphical user interface. And it's very easy to use. No need to press anything like in the case of keyboard. You just have to move, and it is one of the best pointing device that we can use. So let us go further and try to understand the ALU and the CU part. As I told you, computer's CPU is the main brain behind the computer because it has got a microprocessor inside it. Inside the CPU, we have ALU and CU. So what's the job of this ALU? As the name suggests, it can perform arithmetical and logical operations. Arithmetical operations means what? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all these things. Logical operations means whether it is combining to AND operation or not operation, all those information will be taken and performed. These operations are performed. And then to manage the CPU, we have something called as the CU or the control unit. So as the name suggests, it controls the entire operation of the computer or the CPU. It has got the required circuit to take the relevant information from the required places and then distribute it and then control and see whether all the operations are being done properly or not, and then redirect it to the required place. So taking the input should be done from the input device. Processing will be done in the ALU, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or any logical operations, and then sending the output to the output device at the relevant point of time, and then storing it in the memory, either in the temporary memory or in the secondary memory. So there should be some person or some unit which is going to take care of all these things. So that person or that particular device is nothing but your CU or the control unit, as the name suggests. And in the previous video, we already understood what are the functions of CPU. Now, let us go ahead and little bit again dwell upon this RAM and ROM. RAM, as I told you, it's a volatile memory. Volatile means what? The data that is stored inside this particular memory is there or available only till the time your power is given. Once you switch off the power, the whatever data is there will be gone. And as I told you, ROM is read-only memory. Whatever data is stored in ROM by the manufacturer will be used by the computer system in order to start or boot up and then to get full control of working of the computer. Now, in the case of hard disk, CD, DVD, and pen drive, depending on the amount of data that we have to store, we can use this particular devices. Now, coming to the next one, we have already discussed about which one? The units of the output devices, the monitor, printer, plotter, and speaker. Now, some of the other peripheral devices that can be used are optical disk drives are CD-ROM, CDR, and CDRW. CD stands for what? It stands for compact disk. If it is ROM, then it is read-only memory. That means what? Whatever data is stored in that will be there, stored permanently. Only reading can be done. No write operation can take place. Whereas CDR, that is recordable. I can record it once, but read it many times. RW means what? reading as well as writing. Both the operations can be performed and any type of data can be stored. So we have certain limitations of the amount of data that can be stored. So if we do not want to store less amount of data, if you want to store large amount of data, then we can go something for via pen drives or USB drives, or we can go for external hard disk also. Hard disk is there already in our computers or in our laptops. But if you want to store extra information, more information, we can go for external hard disk. So where the capacity can go up to 1 terabyte. Pen drive capacity can go up to 1 terabyte nowadays. So you can imagine that external hard disk can also go up to much higher level. So we can store data in pen drives where we get the capacity in the form of GB, like 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB. Nowadays, as the technology is increasing faster or it is becoming more latest, more amount of data can be stored. Similarly, in CD also, previously it used to be in MB, but slowly that is also increasing. But now CDs are becoming obsolete because we are getting the facility of storing the data either in pen drives or USB, that is universal serial bus, that is flash drives or external hard disk, or even in the cloud where unlimited amount of data can be stored. Now, what are these digital card readers? These are very tiny memory devices or chips which we can use to store the data in our laptops or in our smartphones or in our digital cameras to store huge amount of audio, video, images, data. So mostly in the digital camera or in our mobile phones, we try to store data which is not only in the text form, but also in the audio, video, and in the image form. Even animated images have to be stored. So there, large amount of data need to be stored, but the device which we are using, they are all very small. So it is very, very tiny, which we can use it to store the data. So I think all of you have understood about these concepts of peripheral devices. More coming up in the next session. Till then, bye-bye.